How's folks? Welcome to another episode of 4x4 Viewfinder. I'm Adrian Silk, and today we are going to be talking about the throttle controller system from PowerPlus Africa. Now, I released a video about it last week, just running quickly through it, familiarizing people with what it's about. And I was literally inundated with a WhatsApp asking me to explain a little bit more and so on. Thanks, Anthony, for that. And yeah, perhaps even doing an install video. So yeah, I just want to read you the message. It's pretty nice of Anthony to write all these beautiful things about us. So yeah, he goes on to say we're the best YouTube channel in the world, and that our Instagram is the most above average in the world, and that I'm the best presenter in the world. And then make install video, explain how traction control. And if you're thinking, I think I'm putting words into Anthony's mouth, read it and weep. So there you go. So, oh, correct, wrong. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to show you a quick how to install video, how to put this thing together, and so on. It's pretty simple. The instruction manual does tell you exactly what to do when you have it, but just I've got one or two tips maybe that can help you, especially for those folks who just bought a brand new vehicle and they don't want to jeopardize their warranty. I've got a little tip there for you to maybe work around that to make the install a bit easier each time. All right. Other than that, how the throttle controller works is, right, you've got your throttle position sensor and you've got your pedal position sensor, right? So all this does is there's a little processor going in between those two, and the signal just being manipulated from where the pedal position sensor is and where the throttle position sensor is, and that algorithm changes the way the throttle position sensor reacts to the pedal position sensor. That's all it does. It doesn't affect anything on the engine, it doesn't change anything on the ECU or anything like that. All it does is just manipulates that input. And you won't believe the difference that makes just by changing how the throttle reacts to the pedal. That's it. And folks, yeah, there's videos out there showing, 0 to 100, you can see the difference that this makes. And yeah, it's definitely worth investing if you are into getting a little bit more out of your vehicle without being invasive, as it were. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the install. Right, folks, so what do we need for this exercise? Right, you'll need some of this ribbed conduit. This is exactly 70 centimeters long. You'll need some of these small cable ties, and then you get these guys. Now this is a let's say, let's call it like a type of cable tie. So what happens is you take your little cable tie, you put it through like that. You can either put it through like that or other way around, and then you lay your conduit over this, and then you tie it down. It's got a sticky side, so you can then stick this down and then keep your conduit cable exactly where it needs to be. Then you'll need obviously your throttle controller. Now this is the working part, or the business end of this guy. So this is a part we'll be focusing on. The other part I've unfortunately already installed, as I've already made the video, or last week's video, but I'll show you exactly how I installed that. And then you'll need some insulation tape, and then lastly you'll need some of this. This is a stick-on velcro type thing. Alright, so yeah, I'll show you. This is the magic part of this whole story. Alright folks, so the magic. This velcro is for if you've got a brand new vehicle and you've decided that you want a throttle controller installed. If you're going to take your vehicle in for a service or something like that, and the technician realizes that something has been done here, that the throttle is not reacting the way it's supposed to, and there is you might void your warranty. So your way you can bypass that without having to every time take it out and uninstall it and install it, what I suggest you do is you take these velcros, right? You take the rough one, the hard side, right, and you stick that to the spots. Well, I'll show you how we're going to route the cable. You stick this on the vehicle itself, and the other side you stick it to one of these guys, right, like that. Okay, so then what happens is, if you take this guy and you stick it on, it's kind of permanent. So you have to cut the cable tie every time to remove the throttle controller. But by using this, you don't have to. So these two will then stick together. So if you're taking your vehicle in for service, you just all the connection points, even the throttle controller itself, you unlatch it from this stuff, and out is your throttle controller. Even your little user interface, the little selector, a little monitor, even that comes out. So all that's left is the little velcro pieces there, and that could be for anything. They won't hold you to that. And then you connect your thing in, and when you're ready afterwards, you get your vehicle back. All you do is you just stick it back on, connect it up, and Bob's your uncle. No worries, no worrying about cable, routing cable, cutting cable ties, putting new cable ties, and all that nonsense. You just use this stuff in and out, quick as a jiffy. All right. There are 3 anchoring points that we are going to use. So we're going to use the scissor. We're just going to measure up more or less what size we need. So there's 1 and 2 and 3, and then have one for the throttle controller itself, a longer one like that. Right, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3 guys like this. We'll be removing these little stickers. You can see there, off like that. Now just need to make sure you're using the right side. So the rough side is the side that will be sticking. Okay, so take off this as well. And Bob's your uncle. Now all you do is this side is the side that we stick onto the vehicle itself, and this will be the one going over that. What we can do so long is prep this guy. We'll stick, don't put it all the way, just till it clicks the first time. There we go. There we go. So that times 3. But folks, so the business end of the throttle controller. So this part here is the part that goes into the top of the pedal position sensor, and this part here is the part that goes into the existing loom running to the throttle position sensor. Alright, so what we'll do is, because this is going in like that, here we are going to put a little bit of this guy. Right, remember the soft side goes onto the device itself. So if I can find this thing, here we go. Right, I'm putting it slightly lower down. You'll see why just now. Alright, so there we go. We can now take this part here, stick it back on here. Let's first put this guy in the conduit. Right, so we're going to stick it in. You'll see that your conduit's a bit longer than what your cable is. There's a reason for that. It's so that you'll find that you've got a lot of excess cable. So what we're going to do is we're going to just roll that cable up and make it lay inside here. Makes things a lot easier. Alright, so I'm going to put it to close to where it is almost done. Alright, like that. Sorry, there we go, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this slightly up like that, so that we have some movement to work with around here. I'm going to take this insulation tape, and what I'm going to do is just take, let's say, about a what's this, like a 20 centimeter stretch. And what we're going to do is we're going to carefully wrap the end of this to the cable so it doesn't move around. Doesn't necessarily have to be the prettiest job in the world, but it has to hold the cable down nice and tight. Alright, now this can't move around much. Alright, so what you can do is maybe along the line here, let's take it about halfway up the ribbing. I'll take another piece of 10 centimeter insulation tape around here and another 10 centimeter piece of insulation tape, and I'll divide this up into threes so that this doesn't come out.
Right, folks, so the first thing we'll be doing is we'll be removing this our cable from this, which is the throttle pedal position sensor. Right, folks, so first up we're going to be taking our velcro. Sorry for the grinder in the background, they've been working all morning. So we take our velcro and we're going to stick it right here, on the side of the pedal position sensor. Right, folks, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to take throttle controller and stick it onto the velcro on the side. If I can see there, just hang on. There we go. Alright, as you can see, hopefully. And then I'm going to be taking the other side of the cable and sticking it onto the top of the pedal position sensor. And push it down until you hear a click. It's a bit hard to get in here. There we go, that's a bit better for me. There we go, there's our click. There we go, right there. Nicely and neatly out of the way. And all that's left for us to do now is to connect up the other end. Don't worry, folks, these cables, you can't put them in the wrong way. It can only go in one way. You'll find how that works. Right, folks, so the next part I can't really show you while I'm doing it, so I'm going to explain to you how to do it before I do it, and then I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, so first up, what we're going to do is our other part of the velcro on these guys that we've pre-made, right, this part here, we're going to be sticking in 3 places here under the dash, if you can see. Right, so the first one is going to be here, just behind where your bonnet opener is. You'll feel at the back there's a flat surface there. We'll put it in line with where our cable is going to. Alright, you'll see that's where the cable will be placed. Alright, so it'll be right there. The second one is, here's your OBD connector. Yeah, there's a surface here, but it's not flat like this, it's like this at the angle upwards. So that's where our second one will be. Alright, and then our third one, it's gonna be hard to show you. Our third one is here. Right, so right underneath here where this loom comes down from here, above here, just above here, this is where our last one will be located. Right, so like I said, I'm going to put them on first, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards, and then we'll complete the installation. Right, folks, so the velcro is stuck on in those 3 places I showed you. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take your cable ties, let's call it that, and position them more or less. Okay, don't tie them down first because you don't know where they're going to be put. Right, then what you do is you place the cable. Once again, I'm going to do it and then I'll show you. So then you place your cable on its position first, you stick the velcros together, and then when you're finally in position, then you know you're ready, and then you pull the cable ties tight. Right, folks, so we've done that part now. Let me show you quick. So as you can see here, cable tie has been pulled tight, the loom is now unmovable, right, even there and around there, and if you can see. So what we're going to do is now we're going to remove it, seeing as it's on velcro, and then we'll be completing the installation by connecting up the user interface with the processor, and I'll be showing you what to do with the rest of your cable that's left from that. And yeah, let's take it from there. Right, folks, so we're on home stretch now. Basically now we'll be connecting up these two with each other. and putting them inside. Sorry for that. Okay, let's just work from one side and be clever. There we go. Right. See how I doubled up there? Alright. Now when we stick our loom back into position, you'll see what it looks like. And finally, et voila! I hope you can see. All that's left to do now is to cut the ends of the cable ties off. And then we've got a neat and tidy installation, which you can remove super easy. Also remember the user interface at the back of that. Also use the velcro, right, so that you can remove this whole system, and the only part that anybody will be wiser of is the velcro that's left behind there. There's just going to be velcro. So there you have it, folks. Another mission completed. Yeah, it just makes logically sense to be able to remove it easily and put it back easily. You know, because yeah, it could be tedious to keep on cutting cable ties every time and putting cable ties back if you don't. And also, you know, if installing it, you're worried about, you know, Toyota or whatever brand vehicle you drive is going to find out when it's time for servicing or anything like that. So you just remove it. Only thing that's visible is a little piece of Velcro stuck on your dash, and that's about that. So yeah, you don't have to put your throttle controller where I put it. You can put it anywhere you want, your user interface. It doesn't need to go where I put it, but I just prefer, you know, it's nothing messing with what my eye is trained already to see. It's a little bit out of the way, and also most of the time you'll be driving in one mode. You're not going to be chop and changing like every 5 minutes on the road, so you'll pick your mode and you'll just stay there. And also it's not that far away to be able to get to it, to get into the overtake mode and so on. So yeah, folks, if there's any questions, any comments that you have, please leave them down below. I'll try and answer you, and if I can't answer you, I'll refer you to Davy at PowerPlus Africa, and he can maybe help you. Check out their Facebook. On their Facebook, they've got a lot of videos there, also showing installation on different brands of vehicles and so on. And yeah, a lot of information is available there. So yeah, folks, until next time, happy 4x4ing.